Hi again everybody and welcome back to another allotment update. I've not actually been down to the allotment in 2 days, and that's simply because it's just been raining so much. It's now Thursday the 23rd of May, and yesterday, Wednesday, I left for work at 4:30 in the morning and it was raining, and it rained all day yesterday, and I'm not joking you, it didn't stop raining until around lunchtime today, Thursday. So a good 30 hours or so of constant rain. In fact, it's started to rain again actually. It's now 3 p.m. and it started raining again. So yeah, we've had a lot of rain. Some parts close by have had over 100 millilitres of rain. So I'm expecting the allotment to be very wet. I'm expecting a lot of the weeds to be coming up now as well, which might be a problem. And a couple of days ago when I came down, some plants were looking a little bit slow, to be honest, a little bit sluggish. I'm expecting them to look sluggish in other ways now with the slugs. I'm expecting some slug damage, I think. So it's not exactly very warm today either. It's only about 12 degrees Celsius as well, so I've actually got my coat on. It's pretty cool today. That's a massive contrast to what it was last week. It was like 27 degrees last week. But before we get into the weekly allotment update, I'd just like to say a big thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my channel and continue to support me on my YouTube journey. The channel gained quite a few new subscribers last week after the last update. I think we gained around 200 new subscribers after the last video. So I'm glad that you guys enjoy my videos, and I'm going to try and make videos in the future that you guys enjoy as well. So welcome to the channel, to the new subscribers, and thank you very much for subscribing. It means a lot. If this is your first time on my channel watching my videos, remember, if you hit that subscribe button, you'll never miss whenever I upload new videos in the future. So with all that being said, let's have a look around the allotment, see what's going on. Let's inspect the slug damage and see how the crops are doing. Let's get right into it. Okay, so some things are looking pretty good and other things not so much. Some things aren't that great. So we'll go over the things that are looking good at the moment, and then we'll go over the things that aren't looking so good. So firstly, we'll go over the carrot beds. And yeah, we had to re-sow these a couple of weeks ago, if you remember, because the slugs demolished them all. And you know what, I'm really surprised, considering the rain we've had, the carrot seedlings haven't been attacked by the slugs really. They all seem to be here still, so that's really good. I do need to thin them out soon. I came a couple of days ago and I did see a carrot root fly on here. I'm surprised because the beds are raised, but they still managed to get in here, so I'm going to have to stick some netting over soon, I think. But I don't want to leave this bed exposed to the carrot root fly. Ignore this asparagus plant. Was supposed to be in there, but it looks like there's been a glitch in the matrix and it seems to have spawned in that bed for some reason. Don't ask me what's happened there, but anyway, yeah, the carrots in this bed look great so far. And then the carrots in this other raised bed over here look great as well. I have put some copper tape around this one. It's not sticking very well. It doesn't really stick very well to wood. I might need to staple this on. But clearly, this one hasn't been affected by slugs either, which is great. There's loads of carrot seedlings in there, so that looks really, really good. I am going to stick netting over here. I've already got the hoops in place for that. Broccoli, which we transplanted outside last week, if you saw last week's update, looks great as well. No slug damage on there either. Really surprised, actually. There's a tiny bit there, I suppose, but for the most part, there's no slug damage on there. Really, really surprised at that. The cabbages in the other raised bed over here, same with those, to be honest. There's not really any slug damage on them either. There are lots of this bindweed coming up though, and mare's tail. I do need to have a de-weeding session in here, but they look really, really good actually, these cabbages. Seem to have taken really well. And the radishes over there, I think they're looking alright as well. Now, I found that slugs really always go for sweet corn on my plot whenever I put them out. And they have had a go on these, to be honest. They have had a go on them. Not massively so. They've only stripped a couple of the leaves off. They're looking much better than I expected, these. They've grown a little bit since last week when I planted them out, but we have had a dip in temperatures, which is pretty typical. I knew that was going to happen. It's just sod's law, isn't it? The temperatures were looking really good, and I thought, right, let's get them all planted out, let's get everything out. And, it was famous last words, and now we've had a dip in temperatures. It's like 12 degrees Celsius today and tomorrow. Typical, isn't it? It happens every year. Every year I plant out everything and then the temperatures just dip. Now the dwarf beans over here look pretty good. I can't see any slug damage on these at all. I'm really surprised at that as well. I thought we were going to come down to a slug party. Honestly, I thought we were going to be replanting loads and loads of things, but actually we're not. They do look a little bit yellow. Them first leaves look a little bit yellow. I'm assuming they're just sulking because they got transplanted out. I didn't harden them off, so they're just having a bit of a sulk. But they've definitely grown since last week. They've got the true leaves coming through there. So the dwarf beans look really good this week, I think. Even if we do lose some beans, we have loads of spare ones just knocking around there. We've got more in the greenhouse as well, so we've got backup just in case. Now the potatoes in between the runner beans here, in between the supports, this is just temporary because I've got no other space for them at the moment. When these beans do start climbing up the supports, I will move them because obviously they get shaded, but this is just temporary. These are our Cara potatoes, and look at them, they look really, really good. Main crop potatoes, they're like twice the size of last week, so yeah, they look brilliant. Our other main crop potatoes over here, last week they didn't look that good. They were only really tiny. They were only just coming up last week, but yeah, they are much bigger now. I'm not too sure what's going on with them leaves. They look a little bit ominous, those, don't they? Yeah. Apart from that, they look pretty good. Java and Satanta, these ones over here are much bigger. I'm gonna stick more compost in these buckets now because they are starting to grow. I'm gonna stick compost in there, and then the potatoes will send out side shoots or stolons, and we'll end up with more potatoes. So that's a job for next week, I think. Okay, we couldn't get away with everything being slug damage free. The lettuce, which I'm pretty sure is the slug's favourite thing to nibble on, there is a bit of slug damage on there, a little bit. Not as much as I would have thought though. They look pretty good considering how wet it's been. Look at that. I'm going to pick some of these and take them home after I've recorded this video. And our rocket, just starting to show the first set of true leaves there. So yeah, I'm sure they'll come on as well soon. Now, our elephant garlic and normal garlic, the back over there, is showing signs of reaching maturity. I mean, it's only a few weeks off being harvested, I think. They are standing up these flower heads. I'm going to leave these on the elephant garlic because they do make for a really nice display. They're good for the bees as well. They're looking really good. The normal garlic here is starting to also show signs of reaching maturity. It's got some rust, quite a lot of it now actually, and it definitely will now after all this rain anyway. Yeah, I think the bulbs are now starting to swell nicely. There's a slug there on the garlic, strangely enough, not the cabbages. Yeah, they're starting to send scapes up now. They're starting to look very yellow, so I think we'll be harvesting these soon. And it's the same with the garlic in this little polytunnel as well here. To be honest, it's a bit of a mess in here, isn't it? All the garlic's just fallen over everywhere. But yeah, we do have some garlic there. This is our China garlic. I think they're ready to harvest, really. I think I might do that in the next few days. And then we can get other things planted in here. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Peach tree there, nothing's changed on that. I suppose the peaches have gotten slightly bigger, but nothing else to report on that. All our cabbages along here, our overwintered ones. I need to get a move on and get these harvested. These ones are looking really nice. There has been some slug damage on these, but they don't look too bad at all, do they? Really, they look alright then. Really happy with them actually. Yeah, so I think next week we'll get them harvested. And of course, like I said in my previous update, there's going to be loads of things planted in this polytunnel, like squashes, melons, aubergines. I've got some more sweet potatoes which I'm going to plant as well. I've got loads of slips. Something has started attacking these sweet potatoes actually. Something's had a dig in there. Interesting. Yeah, they've not really moved since last week, really. They're still there. But yeah, loads of things which I'm going to stick in here as well. I'm really excited to get the stuff planted in here as well. I've got loads of things to show you guys over the next few weeks in here, so that should be really exciting. Okay, so let's have a look at the peas. Now the peas, these ones were transplanted outside around 6 weeks ago at the back. I've got these twigs supporting them here. They're all underneath this net here because the pigeons will go to town on them. And they weren't doing very well for quite a while. I think they've started to come on now. The slugs are having a bit of a party on them though. Yeah, they are having a bit of a party there. They're having a field day in here. So yeah, that is a bit of a problem. These ones don't look that great. But there are plenty of flowers on there, and they do look much better than they did a couple of weeks ago. Our second lot, which we planted from our drain pipes last week, are here. I'm going to stick some more twigs in the front of here to support these as well, because these are going to start flopping over, and hopefully these do well. We actually have, there we go, some pods starting to appear there. I don't think the ones at the back are going to yield that much, to be fair, but hopefully the ones at the front do. Hopefully they do much better. Now this corner of the allotment's looking rather messy, isn't it? This is all our first and second early potatoes in the buckets. I had to move these outside. They were in the polytunnel on the raised beds. They're all outside now. They've had a good water in the rain. Hopefully in the next few weeks we can get these harvested, do a bit of a potato reveal, a little bit of fun. That should be good. Hopefully we can get a good harvest of new potatoes off these. There are some flowers starting to appear now, so that's a sign that they are reaching maturity there. Next to those we've got our beetroot, which yeah, seems to still be here. Yeah, no slug damage on there. They're not really moving that much. Our second sowings are here. Got some rainbow beetroot along the side there, just a few of those. The rest of it is bolt hardy, and yeah, I think they're looking okay. We do need to get a move on, I think, though. There's not that much growth on them. I think they will come on in the next few weeks though. Nothing really to report with the parsnips, although they have Got a couple of true leaves on each one now, so I suppose they are a bit bigger than last week. The bed itself has got a lot of this mare's tail coming up. To be honest, most of the beds do really. I need to have a good de-weeding session in here when I next come down. Probably tomorrow or this weekend. Have a good de-weeding session because, yeah, we want this parsnip bed to be weed free really, don't we? Our mini munch cucumbers don't really look any different really. There are a couple of these little mini munch cucumbers though. We can pick those soon. Lovely. Couple on that one. One on that one. There's a slug on there. Let's get him off there. Let's get Slime Shady off our cucumbers. We don't want him helping himself to the mini munch cucumbers. So yeah, not much movement on them yet, but I'm sure they will get going, because when the mini munch cucumbers get going, they really do get going. Mini munch cucumbers are very vigorous and very productive, so in the next few weeks I'm expecting these to be reaching the tops of these supports. Now as for the polytunnel itself, looks a little bit messy, to be honest. You probably saw the mess over there, or the pots I need to sort out. Excuse the mess there. But peppers along here looking really good. Actually, I gave these a bit of a feed of tomarite last week. There are plenty of flowers to be seen on them there, looking really nice. They're starting to branch out now. Probably need supports a bit bigger than that really. They look okay. They don't all look great though. These ones look good, but that one's a bit smaller. Yeah, movement on the peppers, I think. Hopefully we can get a better harvest than last year. Last year wasn't good at all, but we're already looking better than last year. There's actually a pepper starting to grow on that one. Look at that there. So I'm going to continue feeding these every week or so with a seaweed based feed, and yeah, hopefully a couple of months time we can get some nice lovely sweet red bell peppers harvested from in here. I'm really excited for those. And then on the other side of the polytunnel, we quickly got our tomatoes planted into here the other day, a couple of days ago when I came down. Video on that coming soon, by the way. I've got a little bit of a hints and tips informational tomato video for you all, which I'm working on. I've not gone as crazy as last year or the year before. I've spaced them much further apart, mostly heritage varieties. I'm going to string them up when they get a bit bigger. They are a bit small, to be honest. I'd expect them to be a bit bigger than this, but I'm sure they will pick up and they will catch up to the other ones. We've got loads more left, which I think we're going to give away. If anyone lives nearby and wants some tomato plants, I've got plenty of them here. Lovely heritage varieties. I'm not going to be able to plant them all, sadly, because I only have so much space. I'm being much more sensible this year with the tomatoes after last year's blight disaster. We picked a few strawberries the other day. My son helped me pick some as well, and he enjoyed them. Yeah, we've picked a good few handfuls now. There's still many more to pick there. There's quite a few left on here. They're not really ripening very quick now though, because the weather is rubbish at the moment. So that's the polytunnel this week. Pepper's doing good. Tomatoes are planted in there. They'll start coming on in the next few weeks hopefully, and the strawberries are starting to give us harvests now before the ones outside come into harvest. So everything looking pretty good in here, and I need to give away those tomatoes or do something with them. Okay, so we're in the big greenhouse now. I'm not going to go over all of this stuff here really, because I showed you all this last week. It's mostly spare stuff really. Like we've got spare stuff here, beans, we've got sprouts ready to go out when the garlic is harvested, sweet peas ready to go out where there's empty space on the supports. Got all our sunflowers here which need to go out as well. These are looking really good. Pike's Peak and Giant Single. Same with aubergines, they need to go into the polytunnel. Physalis needs to go into the polytunnel, and we've just got loads of spare stuff really. So just gone over that dead quick because that's just stuff that needs to be planted at the moment. Our carrots in this bucket are looking really good. They're baby carrots at the moment. I think I'm going to get some baby harvested carrots soon, and then we can let the other ones grow bigger. Early Nantes is the variety, and they're looking really, really good. Really, really fast growing things. They've grown from nothing to huge plants in a matter of weeks. So they look really good. Our early planting courgette looks really good over here. We sowed this in February at home, and there's 4 courgettes on there at the moment. And it's only in this little pot here. I may plant this out into the greenhouse, the polytunnel, or outside at some point, possibly. We'll see. But it's a really good looking plant at the moment. We've got our aubergine here in this 30 litre pot, looking really good. This is just one that we've transplanted so far. And apart from that, guys, we've just got loads more things here which we need to plant. Loads of spare stuff, loads of flowers, marigolds for the tomatoes. These butternut squashes are looking really good. Look at that. Really healthy looking plants. There's 2 of these there. They're going to go in the polytunnel in the next week or 2, hopefully. Loads of spare courgettes there, and a couple of pumpkins, because I know that the slugs are probably going to attack the courgettes. In fact, we'll have a look at the courgettes in a moment. And then along the back here, we've got our 30 litre buckets with our hybrid tomatoes, mostly sun gold. There's some mountain magic as well. We do like our sun gold tomatoes. They are a really nice variety. The side shoots are coming really fast on these, so I'm having to pick them off. We're going to be stringing these up to the top of the greenhouse very soon as well, because they are starting to get quite big now, and there are some flowers starting to appear on them all as well. So the top of this tomato plant is looking a little bit yellow though. You have to keep an eye on that. Good quality compost, and I have added other things in there like bloodfish and bone and stuff like that. So, you know, and I will be feeding it with a tomato feed. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. The other ones look alright. It's just that one. The tomatoes in this little 6x6 foot greenhouse look really good. They're definitely growing bigger now on both sides of the greenhouse. Really happy with those. These are all cherry tomatoes. I've decided to just grow cherry tomatoes in here. We've got black opal, we've got sun gold, I think, and then we've got sweet aperitif. So some really nice cherry tomatoes. I actually had lots of these little seedlings popping up from last year, because we grew tomatoes in here last year, so I had to pick those out. A bit heartbreaking really, because I'm sure they'd be really good plants. You know, they'd produce a good crop. I just don't have the space to grow them on. Our marigolds are starting to take off now as well. More side shoots appearing on these tomatoes, so I do need to keep an eye on those. They just appear out of nowhere, don't they? Really, really quick. Okay, so that is the things that are looking really good at the moment. But let's go and have a look at the things that aren't looking too great. There are a couple of things which I'm a bit worried about, which aren't doing that great. So let's go and have a look at those. Now, the first thing that's not doing too great is these sweet peas. They don't seem to be doing anything, to be honest. They really do need to get a move on. They've been attacked by the slugs. They are trying, I think, to get going, but they just don't seem to be doing much. Time is ticking really. We're at the end of May now. I'd expect these to start climbing up the supports really. By now they usually are starting to climb. The alliums look great here. Nice bit of colour there. The other sweet pea supports look the same. They are trying to grow though, I think. Like there are some that are starting to grow and climb up. So they are trying, but they're just a bit slow really. Look, I suppose they are a little bit bigger than last week, but you know, these ones are trying. That one's trying to grow there. They're just trying. We'll see what happens when we plant the rest of them out. We do have more in the greenhouse, extras, because we do have some gaps which we need to fill. Now, the other thing which I'm a bit concerned about is the slugs attacking the courgette plants. They're not really going for much else, which I'm surprised about, but they really have gone for this courgette. And they are having a good nibble on the other ones as well. I found that, you know, they do like the courgettes quite a bit. They've not really gone for the ones here, these shooting star courgettes. really. They have a little bit there, but not too much. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the slugs with the courgettes. Now, the other thing which we're a bit worried about, really, I think we're quite a bit behind with these, is the onions. They do not look very big at all. We planted these out 2 weeks ago, and you know what, there seems to be a lot of problems with the slugs, which I'm really surprised about. I didn't really think that slugs went for onions. You know, I thought they were wanting to go for like lettuce, cabbages, and you know, things like that, but they want to attack the onions. You can see they just stripped the leaves off the tops of them there. A subscriber said, oh, the onions, they might actually keep the slugs away, but you know, I can see the logic in that. Actually, I can see slugs not liking onions, but that doesn't seem to be the case, which is really strange. Some of them don't look too bad, but you know, they do need to get a move on, really. I'm looking at other allotment neighbours' plots and looking at their onions, and they look much bigger than mine here. You know, some of them are bulbing up and they're looking really good. I mean, I think a lot of them have grown them from sets, and there is that. You know, they do take longer to grow from seed. But yeah, we're having a few problems here, I think. There also seems to be like rats digging holes everywhere and digging onions up as well, so that's a bit of a pain. We've got our other onion bed over here, and yeah, there's just another one. Another example there. It just, yeah, that's the slug damage. The nibbling in the side there, and then the actual onion itself is rotting. So yeah, that's really not good, is it? I've noticed that with a few of them, they're starting to rot. Yeah, there's another one over here actually. Another one there. The slugs have chewed the side of that one, and I can see slug trails here. You might not be able to see it, but I can see slug trails. So we know that it's definitely slugs. They're nibbling in the side of them, and then the whole thing is just dying off. So yeah, slugs and onions. Who'd have thought? Honestly, I didn't even think they went for the onions. I'll just quickly show you the other ones. These ones do look better, although there are a few weeds in here. We need to get a hoe in here and start hoeing these weeds out. These ones do look better. That one looks much bigger, doesn't it? I think this bed is better draining as well. There's looser soil than the ones at the front. But I'm not seeing any slug damage on these, weirdly enough. And yeah, the plants themselves look much better. So yeah, onions, they need to get a move on. They're a bit behind, but you know, time will tell. Maybe they will pick up over the next few weeks. We will see. Our leeks next to the onion bed, which we planted last week as well in the big plant out. I've had to replace quite a few of these already, because like the onions, the slugs are going for the leeks as well. Really weird. Leeks and onions, I would not expect slugs to go for those. There's actually one there caught in the act. We'll take him out, get rid of that. Yeah, maybe the slugs are evolving to eat different crops. I don't know, but I do wish they'd evolve and start eating the blooming weeds like the mare's tail. If only they ate the mare's tail. Now, the last thing which we're a bit worried about is these runner beans. We do have loads of them spare, so I'm not overly concerned about them, but I am concerned about what's in the soil, because these do look a bit ominous, don't they? You know, the curling of the leaves. The leaves are curling back there, if you can see that. I'm not too sure if you can see that. The leaves don't look normal to me. They are starting to curl. They are curling back, them younger leaves there. That is not normal. If you look at the leaves on the ones in the pots, they're not curled back. The ones on here, they are starting to curl back and they don't look normal. And as for, you know, the older leaves, they are curling like that. So straight away, as soon as I saw that, first thing I thought about was aminopyralid, because there is horse manure in here, and I had suspected that I had aminopyralid actually last year, because I had a couple of tomato plants showing symptoms of aminopyralid herbicide contamination, but it was just a couple of plants, so I just kind of ignored it in the end really, and just decided to use horse manure again. But I'm having the same thing again potentially here, so that begs the question, should I really be using horse manure on my allotment moving forward? Possibly not. There are quite a few different suppliers of horse manure to our site, and there's a lot of manure being dropped off lately, so that makes me wonder, where's it coming from? There could be several different people that are bringing this horse manure from anywhere, so maybe new people are bringing horse manure, people that have never brought it before. We really don't know, so maybe I might stop using horse manure. We'll see. If this is aminopyralid and we have to do the beans again, we'll just have to use these plants here instead, because we do have enough plants to plant again there, and we'll have to plant them in another bed. That's the most annoying thing really. I'm just gonna have to waste this space. I'll have to use it for something else, I think. But yeah, I'm a bit worried about the beans. They are starting to climb up the supports though, with that being said. But yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Next week we'll come back and we'll see what's happened with these beans. Will they show more symptoms of aminopyralid, or will they just recover and take off and climb up these supports? We will see. As you can see, there is plenty going on. Really busy at the allotment at the moment, but I'm going to continue putting these videos out every single week. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of this video, and yeah, that's it for this week. I'll see you in next week's update video. We'll see how things are doing then. Thank you very much for watching. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next one. Happy gardening and stay safe.